Hello? I say. Hello chaps, I hope you're well. It's another fine day here in Gloucestershire, so hopefully it's suitably spring-like where you are. And I trust that you all had a very happy Easter too. Now today, my video involves some AA batteries and an old jumper. So the product that I'm going to show you today, I had no actual intention of buying, but it did solve a problem, or hopefully will solve a problem, which I came by at the weekend, which was that this particular jacket of mine has sort of gone a bit bobbly on the sleeves where they sort of rub together. Not that I do this kind of movement very often, but you'll notice that some old jumpers get this kind of bobbly effect as well, and a standard sort of lint remover doesn't really do the job because it's physically attached to the fabric. And I dropped my fiancée off at the station this morning and popped into the local sort of homeware shop, and I found one of these. It's a Bobble Off. Very good name. And as with all great things, it's as seen on TV. So let's take a look at this and see if it does actually get bobbles off. Okay chaps, so here it is. This is the Bobble Off, as I mentioned before, made by a company called JML, which they sort of do all these things that you see in sort of hardware shops where they've got 6 or 7 items on the same end unit and they're playing them on a TV to show you what they do. It's a sort of as seen on TV, but only in the TV that's in the shop that you're looking in anyway. So this is all a bit of a con, but I'm sure they make very good products. I don't think I've actually owned anything else by JML, but there used to be a stage where they had their own shopping channel, I think, and they may still do, but we don't get it on my telly. Anyway, Bobble Off. Make your clothes look new again. Excellent. It's got a sort of before and after, which actually looks like a completely different garment, but that might just be the lighting, who knows. It's suitable for sweaters, dresses, which I don't own any of, but you know, some people might. Ladies, maybe. Scarves, cushions, blankets, and carpets. There we go. It's got some sort of pictures on the side which say, what does that say there? It's too small for me to read next to the camera. Rotary action safety blades. Okay. And visible results every time, which is good to know, really, because if they weren't visible, then that would be pretty pointless. Now, on the back, there we go. There's a good bit of story here. Let's read what this says. Let's have a laugh at this. Oh my word, I've just moved the camera. I do apologise, chaps. Bobbles can ruin your favourite jumpers, cardigans and dresses, making them look old, tired and worn out. Lots of commas in this sentence. But now you can say goodbye to bobbles forever with Bobble Off! Exclamation mark. Very enthusiastic they are about this, so that's good. Using fast rotary action blades. Blades? That's a bit worrying. It sucks in bobbles to gently remove them from your fabrics without causing damage. Blades. Damage. Okay. It works on everything from soft furnishings to cushions and carpets too. Putting holes in your carpet. So you go from a carpet to a hard floor. Safe and simple to use, Bobble Off produces superb results every time and leaves your clothes looking like new. Good. Well, we'll be the judge of that. Let's see, guarantee, unconditionally guaranteed for 1 year, blah blah blah. This is not a toy. No, that's good. Do not get wet. So, use on dry clothes, I would presume. Let's see what else. Always make sure the battery compartments are secure. Yes, good. Be careful when cleaning, as the item contains sharp functioning blades. Sharp functioning blade. I mean, I don't know why I wasn't expecting blades. I mean, it's clothes and blades. Okay, well let's get into it and have a look. So I suspect there's not much in here other than the thing itself. So wow, look at this. Oh wait, look, it's like a men's razor, only bigger. It's an upscaled razor. That's what the blades are. So this kind of foil, I think they're called on razor blades. Or sorry, razors, is a foil, and this kind of, I guess, glosses over the surface, and the blades on top of, or rather underneath this, sweep by and chop the bits off. So, hence the blades. And I guess, sorry, I keep moving it over that way. yes, so very good. It's a razor, although I wouldn't advise you use it on your face. It probably says something about that here. Let's take a look at the instructions, and it says exactly what it just said on the box and on the back. Instructions, we'll have a look at these in a second. Warnings, here we go. This is the interesting bit. Item contains sharp functional blades, yes, for use on fabrics only. Under no circumstances should it be used on skin. Doesn't say which skin, human skin, animal skin, who knows. If Bobble Off becomes damaged, do not use and dispose of responsibly. How would you dispose of that responsibly? Just throw it out your window, I guess. Which may happen if I can't get the batteries in. Let's see. Always replace a whole set of batteries at a time. Do not mix old and new. Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Remove the batteries if you do not intend to use Bobble Off for some time. You know, I was planning on using it every morning, but there we go. I'm not allowed to use it on my face, apparently. Right, that sound was the noise of the batteries just dropping on the floor. Always make sure the batteries... Blah, 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 blah. Never allow children to play with batteries. What are they going to do with their lives? You try and get them off the streets and they can't even play with batteries. Right, let's get some batteries in it and take a look at what it does. Okay then, chap, so I managed to get the batteries in after a bit of a struggle. Basically this handle is, the batteries sort of slot into here, but this battery cover goes in on this obviously weird angle, and it takes a bit of fiddling to get it in. You need to use a bit of well, not unreasonable force, but force nonetheless. So I'm just going to refer to the instructions whilst I'm demonstrating this, so that I don't, you know, cut my arm off or something. What it did come with, which was rattling around inside the box, is this. Who doesn't want a miniature sweeping brush? Tiny brush. Yes, I presume that's for sort of, you know, getting bits out of it when it's not on, obviously, and you'd end up chopping the bristles off of your brush. But there we are. So we'll keep that in a safe place, in the bin probably. And let's refer to these. So yes, I've put the batteries in, and I'm going to switch it on for the first time with you. So let's brace ourselves for this. Okay, so here we are. My word. Put this next to the microphone so you can hear it. It's not the quietest of things, but it blows out some air. It's a good fan. Right, well, there we go. So it definitely works. It's not broken or anything. Now, what we can see here is actually on the instructions, it says, turn the dial at the front to long if the fabric that you want to use it on is thick, and to short if the fabric is thin. So essentially what this is in the same way that a men's razor works, is that you can adjust the sort of length of the cut, as it were. Now, it's going to be quite difficult for me to illustrate this on camera, so I'll bring it up a little bit here. Now, there's a gap between this plastic part and the metal foil, and if I twist this top, the gap changes. So you'll see there's more of a gap here now. It's on the thick setting. If I just do it, I need to use the force, and there it's gone back to a sort of lower setting. So that's for short, and that's for long, and you'll see there's a gap there, so that this guard lifts it from the surface of the fabric to use on thicker and thinner materials. So yes, now what I'm going to do now, also what I didn't mention is that this is a sort of, you know, this is the sort of bin where all the bits go. So you can empty it, and that goes on there, probably like that. No, that's wrong. Hang on a second. This is like the steam cleaner all over again. Oh God, is that right? Yes, it's you know, it's new, so it needs a bit of persuasion. It's nothing to do with the fact that it's moulded in Japan. Right, so, or China, possibly. I keep knocking you over, chaps. I do apologise. I'm sorry. The tripod is on a very uneven surface. So, let's bring in Test Jumper 1. It is this one. Now, I've got this one because it's not an overly old jumper, but it has started to do that thing. You can sort of see on the surface, we've got this sort of bobbly effect. Now, It does recommend in the book that you do this on a flat surface, hence I'm on the worktop here. And what we're going to do is see if this works, and I'm going to test it, what they call it, on an inconspicuous area. Maybe, I don't know, under the arm somewhere, maybe? Although, I might end up with a hole there. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's just try it on this bit. I'm going to put this down. I guess we've only got one shot of this, so let's see. I might just zoom the camera in a little bit so you can see what's going on. Right, so bobbly surface, hopefully. Bobbly, although that bit isn't particularly bobbly. Hang on a second. Sorry chaps, we're going to do this properly, so let's find somewhere where it's going to be most effective, which actually turns out to be the front of the jumper. So, here we are. Let's find lots of bobbles here. Right, so it's got a bit of a crease in, so hopefully that won't get nicked and get sucked up by the base. I'm going to do this bit by the neck so we can see. So let's set it to, well this is, I'm going to say, relatively thin, so we'll put it on short. Is that short? Yes, that's short. And let's see what happens. Well, it's certainly not touching the surface, it's just glossing over it. In fact, I would say that it's not short enough. I mean, you don't want it to cut holes in your jumper, but at the same time... Now then, chaps, what do you reckon? Does that look any different? Doesn't look overly different to me, to be honest. Let's jump cut and see if we can find something else with more bobbles on. Okay chaps, well I couldn't really find anything that was more bobbly than the jumper we've just used. I think when things go bobbly, they go bobbly to the same bobbliness level that jumper was. That seems to be the sort of the norm, and a lot of the jumpers I wear are all that kind of thickness, so they've all gone the sort of same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the whole hog and use it on my jacket, which is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So I'm either going to regret using this on a £200 jacket, or it's going to be very successful. So this is going to go one way or the other. And if it goes one way, I will swear, and if it goes the other way, I will jump for joy. I probably won't jump for joy. Jumping is not something I do for leisure, but there we go. So let's take this jumper off, jacket off, and see. Now what you'll see here is, I don't know if any of you chaps have experienced this before, but this particular jacket has gone sort of bobbly on the inside of the sleeve, which is well, rather unusual. It is a sort of flocked kind of texture, and it's well, yes, it's gone bobbly. So I think what we'll do is we will, I mean, it's really only the arms that it's done it on, so we're going to have to do it there, and we will see if this is going to work. Now I'm just going to bring this chair over so I've got something to rest the rest of my jacket on so it doesn't tug, and pop this here. Now then, let's zoom you in again just so you can see. So yes, there you can see it's very kind of bobbly, and I'm going to be very fed up with saying the word bobbly by the end of this video, but there we are. So I'm going to put this on long to start with, just so that we don't damage it, and I'm just going to see now, rubbing that across the surface there, it doesn't really appear to sort of, it doesn't catch or anything, so I'm not sure if this is going to do anything before we start with the short setting, but let's just give this a go. Like I say, I'm either going to swear and cut this bit out, or leave it in and it was all fine. So let's just see what happens. And it's certainly picking something up. It's sort of making that razor noise. Yeah, so it's definitely getting something. Maybe up and down movements would do it as well. Move in all directions. Right, well, I've gone over that a couple of times. Now, it doesn't look like it's affected it massively, but there are some sort of bits collecting in the bottom there. There's a few purple bits from that first jumper. Shall we go down to the low setting? I guess we better had, for the sakes of my YouTube video. Right, let's try that again. Oh my word. It's getting lots of bits now. Well, it's certainly getting something. It doesn't seem to have changed the appearance overly, but it's certainly, I'd say, getting the worst of it off. Let's just get those bits around the edge. This probably doesn't do much for the material, but I'm sure there's a tailor out there watching this going, what the hell are you doing, you complete madman? So, well, yes, it's let's see if that'll get in focus there. You can see there's a lot of green bits in there now, and I mean, all it's really done is rolled it all up so that it's sort of together, but it might look a little bit better than before, I'm not sure really. I wouldn't say that it was an overly dramatic difference, but there we go. Okay, chaps, so I'm going to just give this one more attempt on the low setting, and what I'm going to do is apply a little bit more pressure, quite tenderly. Tenderly? What do I mean? Not tenderly, that sounds weird. I don't know. I'm going to apply more pressure and move it across the surface slower. This switch, by the way, is you don't even need to touch it, and look, there we go. It's sort of in between, and it just turns on. So let's just give this one more bash and see what happens. So bubbles, here's a big one. Like I say, they sort of clumped together, so we'll just give it another go and see what happens. Right, well, I don't know whether it's just my mind playing tricks with me now, but I would say that that looks a bit better even still. I think the way forward is sort of, well, not considerable pressure, but a certain amount of pressure, certainly even, and sort of circular motions tend to work better. And you can tell that just by the amount of stuff which is now in the little tray thing. So obviously, clearly, it has taken something off the surface. So I'm not just going completely mental and staring at this green tweed for so long that I think that everything looks the same. But you know, it's not gotten all of it off. I say it's certainly got the worst of it off. And the problem is, of course, that as soon as you start doing this, it just comes back. So my advice to you is don't do that. But as soon as you put your jacket on, it's going to do it again. There we go. So let's sum up. Okay, chaps, well, there you have it. That was the JML Bobble Off. Bobble Off, Bobble OK. It kind of did the job. It's certainly taken the worst of it off, I'd say. The sort of surface bobbles, but then all the bobbles are surface bobbles. Anyway, you know, for £2.50, it's all right. It didn't come with batteries. I've had to use my own, but I've got rechargeables, even though it says on the leaflet not to use rechargeable batteries. I can't really understand why, but there we go. I'm going to take them out anyway and put them back in my flash gun. But yes, £2.50 for a bubble remover. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
I say.
But actually, no. I know what it looks like. Look, there's isn't there a spaceship in Star Wars that looks like that? It's got it kind of sort of it flies sort of that way. It's got a bit at the back, and it sort of goes like that. There's got to be a name for that. I mean, I don't know. It's not like a. It's not like a TIE fighter or something. It's, you know, there's something in Star Wars. Somebody somewhere will know what that is, but I swear it's that kind of shape. It's sort of fat and narrow, and it sort of flies like that.